Okay, finishing up Photofacial season. It's October 7th today, and Juliette's going to do my Photofacial. I did the chemical peel 2 weeks ago to help brighten up the contrast between my skin and the sunspots. And now the Photofacial, which is an intense pulse light treatment, will get scanned over the whole face, picking up all the irregularities in the form of brown and red, and energizing them to remove them from my skin. So how it works is the intense pulse light machine is here. We use this green handpiece, which is IPL. This particular machine is really nice because it's a water-cooled system. So the tip gets very cold, acts like an ice pack, and sits directly on the skin. While protecting the skin, it heats up the pigmentation in the blood vessels. So it makes it much more skin safe with that cold tip, and also a little bit more comfortable. However, it is still a warm, snappy type of treatment, so I took 3 ibuprofen about a half an hour ago. I find that that takes the edge off enough and it's much more tolerable. However, some of our clients have a little more sensitivities, and they have the ability to put on some numbing cream if desired. The numbing cream does have to sit on the skin for about 45 minutes. I particularly just don't like having numbing cream on my face, so I opt out of it, but it is an option. It feels like a light, warm, pulsing sensation, and it scans over the whole face, so it takes about 15 minutes. So not the most fun you'll have all day, but definitely a very tolerable treatment and one worth doing. Photofacial is the gold standard for removing brown spots, and after the summer and accumulation of all the tan and even years of sun damage, this is the way to get rid of them. So Juliette here is my esthetician today. She is going to work the laser and explain to you exactly what she's doing while she's doing it, and you guys can see a treatment for Photofacial done on the face.
Alright, to begin the Photofacial, we'll start with a good cleanse of Tiffany's skin. Alright, and our next step is to put some solar shields on Tiffany, since we are using intense pulse light, so sometimes that big flash of light is still visible through the goggles. That could be the most irritating part for some people, is the big flash of light. Next, we'll be using alcohol to disinfect Tiffany's skin. And typically we would take a photo of Tiffany, so that way she has something to compare to for after she has the Photofacial done, to see the difference. This is called Luxe Lotion. This helps us couple the light to the skin. And we'll apply a good layer of this throughout her entire face. Okay, now we'll set the equipment appropriate to Tiffany's skin type. We have a Fitzpatrick skin typing sheet that lets us know how the laser will react to your skin, and we base those settings comparative to your skin. And we do start out with test pulses. It can take 1 to 2 minutes to let us know if the browns are really energizing in the skin. Alright, we'll start with our test pulses. We'll choose a place where there is obvious pigment, so that way we can see the spots energizing. We'll start with right here. First, you'll feel the cold handpiece and a pulse. And like I said, it can take 1 to 2 minutes to really know if those energy settings are appropriate for Tiffany's skin. These are settings off of skin type, like I said, but it is more indicative of how dark or light your skin is and the severity of the pigment. Tiffany does have very light skin and light pigment in her skin that we're trying to pull up, so we do use more aggressive settings in that case. For someone who's darker, like myself, you would use a lot lower energy. we're looking for these little dark spots right where we did the test pulse to start appearing darker. That's our end goal when we're treating with Photofacial. And then 1 to 2 days later, the pigment will pull up to the surface and create a layer of crusting that looks like coffee grounds or cracked pepper. These energy settings look great, and we can see the pigment start to pull up, so we'll go ahead and complete the treatment. Tiffany has the ice roller in her hand right now. She's cooling down her skin as we go, and we'll move in small little sections. This is called Humatrix. This helps bring down the heat in the skin. Similar to aloe vera, it's a water-based gel.
So we just finished with my Photofacial. Juliette did a very thorough job. You can see how I have a little bit of redness and swelling, erythema and edema on the skin. And that's typical after a Photofacial, yet we went really aggressive on me. I particularly like to be aggressive on my skin, but it can give me a little bit more downtime, which I'm okay with. Again, like Juliette said, her energy settings are higher because my skin is light in color and also my pigmentation is light, so we really need that energy to pull it up. The skin on the forehead is thinner, so that typically tends to energize easier, and we all tend to have a little bit more sunspots and sun damage on the forehead because of the sun hitting us in the face on the forehead there and the skin being thinner, and then typically more on the left side because of that being the driver's side when we're in the car. So I feel a little warm right now, but that actually does calm down fairly quickly. The tenderness in your skin will linger though. So whereas when I get home tonight, I feel comfortable, yet tomorrow morning when I take a shower, if it's a really hot shower and that water's right in my face, it's going to feel irritating. So for the next 24 to 48 hours, we recommend no additional heat, no hot tubs, saunas, jacuzzis, or pools. Even the chemical in the pool, we don't want you in there. Hot showers, I just mentioned. And then we also want to be gentle on the skin, so no aggressive scrubs, grains, or irritants such as retin-A. And you want to be cautious on your skin with that for about 2 weeks. Ultimately, the browns, like Juliette said, will energize right away. It takes about 2 to 3 days for them to lift to the surface, but it takes 1 to 2 weeks for them to exfoliate away. So you don't really want to encourage that exfoliation process before it's ready. We want the best result, and we also don't want to we want to reduce the chances of any complications. So being gentle on the skin with gentle hydrators, moisturizers, and cleansers following the treatment, and of course wearing sunscreen very religiously, as we are always good with sunscreen, but even more so particularly after doing treatments in the office. Alright, so using your ice on and off for the next couple of hours after the Photofacial is super helpful in the healing process as you are red and swollen. And as long as your skin is comfortable, there's no more heat or intensity there, you're allowed to put makeup on and kind of hide some of this redness. And wanted to stress again, sunscreen on a very regular basis, helping to prevent these things from happening is much easier than correction. So see you soon when we do our TCA following the Photofacial.